Cowboy Jim, Fort McMurray. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. I I just listened to Chris Christopherson sing "Why Me, Lord," followed by Alan Jackson sing possibly my favorite hymn, "In the Garden." He walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own. And the things we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. As I sat out having my coffee on my back deck, say, it's not really, and enjoyed the morning sunshine as it crested the rooftop to my southeast, and I asked the Lord. I said, "Okay, what's the next video?" And He said, validation," and I thought, validation. And I thought, well, validate who? Validate what? And it came to me quite clearly, validate what you've been saying. And the greatest hardship in life is to listen to someone whom you hold in contempt, who you don't respect. You see, it's easier if you can hear someone say something who has earned your respect, who has lived consistently what they say they do. I've had the privilege and the honor of being in heavy equipment operating for about 6 years. And prior to that, I had 40 years of cabinet making, finished carpentry, staining and lacquering, painting a little bit. Oh, gee. And, but I have tried to live my life steady, approachable, teachable. And I've tried to live out what I say. So, hey, here, we're on short timeline. If you chose to, YouTube, amongst all the things they say I cannot speak about, they say ask people to subscribe. Well, I care, but I really don't care. Because what we are afoot to accomplish is greater by far than who and what I am. So, last 3 weeks, I have probably done 30 videos on abuse in the person of Putin. I've tried to understand diligently the game plan. What is the plan? It's one thing to listen to someone speak. It's another thing to understand what is their intent. Why are they saying the words that they're saying? What is the motivation? It's the way it is. Putin lined up around the border of the Ukraine. He had 150,000 soldiers by the time, army, by the time Biden was coming to the point where Biden gave Putin permission to enter the Ukraine, assuring him in what he said in his weakness that if it were to be a small incursion, that would be okay. That Biden, wouldn't do anything about that as long as it was small. People don't understand abusers. I am coming to understand abusers. Boy, I was abused a year ago, drugged. You have no idea. But it gave me the privilege and the honor to understand what an abuser does. Why do they do that? And abuse is fulfilled in what you are visually seeing Putin do to the Ukrainian people. And moreover, Xi Jinping is watching and condoning, because depending on the demonstrated weakness of the United States of America, which is exemplified in Biden, Pelosi, the Democratic Party, Xi Jinping would next take on Taiwan. And I went to a lot of trouble trying to point out to you in history, through scripture and through every other aspect that I could, every other way that I could, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities in high places. Well, if you knew me, you would know I am not religious. Say, children, oh, geez, I'm Irish. Oh, it's bad. I have a real bad case of trying to be a man, trying to honor my mom who taught me how to be a man. Listen, you studied the videos that I have done. You think about what you have heard on the news. I'm probably 2 or 3 days, possibly a week ahead of the news. I'm not giving myself a pat on the shoulder here. But what I have said, if it is validated in what I have done and in what has happened, then it may give a little more credence to what it is that I will say. If you can see that what I have said has a semblance of truth to it that screams at you, think, ponder, understand. It is time to pray. It is time to ready your heart. It is time for you, in your own intellectual prowess, your own mental acuity, your own ability to ponder, consider, think about what is evident on the news as to what you choose to believe. Do you choose to believe in a creator? Yes, no, it's your choice. In his son? Yes, no, it's your choice. But understand this, don't let lethargy, it is a word that means a forced, unnatural sleepiness. I think that may have been what COVID was. An influence on us to stop thinking, start being obedient, start doing. Listen, consider what I have said with what you have seen on the news. Don't believe in something premised on your political perspective that you have had since you were a kid, or that's fluctuated just as the wind blows a politician nowadays. But process thought. May I suggest that you may just well say, God, you who claim to be the creator of this whole universe, if you are real, demonstrate yourself to me. I don't want to believe in crap junk, but I do want to believe if you are real. Help me to understand you. Help me to understand what is going on today in our world in order for me to be prepared for the next world. Is there life after death? I believe so. Is it a gift that someone can give you? No. You have to choose to believe. God bless you. Consider what I have said. Consider what has happened. Consider what is happening. You see any validity in what I have said, then continue to watch, listen, consider, pray. Okay, pray. Cowboy Jim. Over and out, children.